So I've tried a bunch of different Hoka sneakers through the years, and I feel like this is the best version of itself. This is the Hoka Bondi 9, and I have been wearing these for the last couple weeks, and I'll tell you, I'm very, very impressed with this one. So I was not a fan of the Bondi 7s, definitely not a fan of the Bondi 8s. The midsole felt weird to me. I just was not comfortable. I thought it'd be softer, but then you have the Hoka Bondi 9s, and this thing is a beast. This is definitely everything I was looking for from a pair of Hokas, and they finally introduced it in this version. So we've also tried the Skyflows, we've also tried the Cliftons, which Cliftons are usually historically my favorite pair. The Skyflows, I would say, are actually a little bit more comfortable than the Cliftons, but then you enter the Bondi 9s, and these ones are more comfortable than both of the other pairs. So to settle that from the beginning, Clifton 9, Skyflows, Bondi 9s. Bondi 9s are definitely the most comfortable out of all three of them. So what changed in the new version? Let's go ahead and see what Hoka says on their website. First things first, they do fit true to size. I'm a 9.5, they fit me perfectly. And also they do have wide and extra wide versions on their website. For those people that are interested, I will link them in the description. Also, they retail at $170, so they are a little bit on the pricier side now. It says the rundown, the Ultra Cushion Game Changer, one of the hardest working shoes in the Hoka lineup, the Bondi 9 delivers peak plushness for everyday miles. We've increased the stack height and added a new premium foam midsole to deliver that soft, resilient ride that's become synonymous with the Bondi. Elevated with a 3D molded collar and a structured knit upper with zonal breathability, this Ultra Cushion cult favorite has been finished with the Durabrasion rubber to combat high wear zones. And it says it's best for everyday runs and walking. And so what's new is the underfoot cushioning, which is super critical foam now, and they've also added 2 mm to the stack height. They say that the stability of this shoe is neutral, the cushioning is plush, and the weight is 10.5 ounces. Heel to toe drop is 5 mm. So I'll check the weight real quick to see, because it is fairly light for the size of it. Yeah, 10.7 for my 9.5. So again, true to size on these. I did not get the wide because these fit me fairly wide as is. But these are just a little bit over 10 ounces, which is pretty awesome considering, again, the stack height that you have on here. Now, the first thing right off the bat is the midsole. The foam is so soft comparison to the previous stuff. I believe this is the same foam that is in the Skyflows. Don't quote me on that, but hopefully I'm correct because it's the super critical EVA foam. Now, the previous Bondis were, again, just very, very firm. So this thing is crazy. Running in these things, it just max cushion every step. Like it's like a pounce max cushion, and then land max cushion, off the toes max cushion. Like, and in my opinion, the most comfortable all around great pair that Hoka has on their lineup. Now, one pair that I wanted to compare these two directly is the Fresh Foam X More V5. I feel like these and the More V5s are basically very, very similar. If you guys have a difference in opinion, please leave a comment in the comment section. But they're very, very similar. The More V5s are cheaper though. So 155 versus 170, and you get the max crazy cushion in the More V5s. But I feel like this is finally in line with that because the foam is really soft. The last year's version was so firm, it wasn't even a competition. The More V5 was much, much better purchase. At least from my perspective, this is just my opinion because I do like that softer feel underfoot. But the Bondis previously were, again, just a little bit too firm. But the More V5s are excellent for that $155 price point. You can't really beat it. In fact, it's cheaper than the 1080V 14s, which is like a smaller stack and very, very comfortable as well from New Balance. But I will say the More V5s is more like direct competition to this model, the Bondi 9. Now I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the Clifton 10 from Hoka. Will it actually have the super critical foam as well? Because if it does, I feel like that's going to be a direct competition to like the 1080 V14s. Anyways, the upper looks pretty decent as well. It's just pretty much the same as everything we'd expect. It has an engineered mesh, but it does have reinforcement in certain areas, and it does have a little notch here for reflective action, and I think that that is also important. It's nice to see some of the brands are thinking about the fact that you need to have visibility when you're running around in these things. I like the collar detail as well. It has this kind of crazy sculpted look to it, and it feels nice. It's almost like a neoprene sort of material, but it feels nice and it looks really cool. And then you do have some mesh padding on the inside of the heel as well as on the tongue. Not a crazy amount of padding, but enough that it's a comfortable pair. You have reinforcement around the lockdown of the shoe, and the branding on the side of the shoe is fairly minimal with Hoka and then the Hoka logo on the other side. You also do have Bondi 9 up the back of the shoe in the fused material. Then you also have the Hoka logo on the tip of the shoe. On the bottom of the shoe, you have a decent amount of traction on here. It's nothing too crazy, but you definitely have nice little traction patterns all over the place. And I like that they thoughtfully place these out here so it's not too much traction on the bottom taking up so much weight in the shoe because it's a big chunky shoe. The idea of having it lighter is definitely a plus, and I think they accomplished that. It was pretty grippy and had some nice traction when I was running around in these outside, which I did run in these a little bit. I'm not like a huge runner or anything like that, but my experience in them is really, really good. As a heavier dude that can't run super long distances and mostly use these for walking, it's something that you feel really, really comfortable. It's easy on my joints. I'm running around with the dogs. It felt like just such a nice heel-toe transition where it was a nice amount of cushioning in the heel to the forefoot. Definitely a lot of padding, and blew my mind as soon as I tried them on again. Like I was like, Bondi 9s, I'll try them or whatever. But then I saw it had the new updated foam, and I was like, well, is it going to be good or not? Or is it going to be like, you know, the same sort of feel as the previous? And I will tell you, it is definitely softer than the previous version. So would I recommend them? Yes, I would say this is a go, 170, but I will tell you 155, New Balance, more V5 is probably the better option in my mind, but that's just because I'm biased to New Balance. I do like these though quite a bit. They are pretty chunky looking as well. Fairly lightweight, and overall, Hoka is a winner with the Bondi 9s. So leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about the Bondi 9s? Is it something you guys are interested in or not? I will tell you, if I did a top 10 max cushion shoe, this one would be fighting for that top 3, top 5 spot for sure. There's so many good ones out there on the market. The Glycerin Max, but those ones are $200. The More V5s, like I mentioned, the Puma Mag Max. There's a whole bunch of great max cushion sneakers. This one is definitely one of the top 3, top 5 though. It's a huge improvement to the previous version, better than the Skyflows, better than the Cliftons. And if you're looking for a really high stack of foam, easy action on your joints, and something you just want to cruise around in, this is definitely a good pair. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, leave a comment if you guys want to see a direct comparison between these and some other pairs on the market. And I appreciate y'all for stopping in and watching. Link in the description if you want to buy these or the New Balance More V5s. Have a good one though, all right? Peace, guys.